All right, let's talk taxes. Because the upcoming tax season, the one for your 2025 taxes that you'll file in 2026, is gearing up to be a big one. I mean, a really big one. The IRS is in the middle of this massive overhaul. We're talking new leadership, new tech, totally new tax laws, all at the same time. So, what in the world does this perfect storm of change actually mean for you and your tax return? Let's get into it.
Right out of the gate, you've got two totally different takes on what's about to happen. You've got the new IRS CEO, Frank Bisignano, saying, "Don't worry, we're well prepared." But then you have the national taxpayer advocate, Erin Collins, sounding the alarm. She's warning about serious risks to the filing season, especially with big staff cuts. So, who's right? Is the IRS actually ready for this?
So, why is this such a high-stakes game? Well, picture this. The IRS is trying to pull off this massive tech upgrade, to make everything more efficient. But they're doing it at the exact same time they have to roll out a whole new, complicated set of tax laws. And, to top it all off, this is happening right after they've lost a ton of staff. That puts a crazy amount of pressure on the whole system.
And get this, the timeline for all this has been incredibly tight. I mean, we're talking down to the wire. The National Taxpayer Advocate was already waving red flags back in June of 2025. A few months later, in October, a new CEO is brought in. And then, just days before the filing season officially kicks off on January 26, the IRS drops the news about its big reorganization. It has absolutely been a race against the clock.
So, to handle all this change, there has been a major shakeup in the leadership. It really looks like the plan is to bring in a whole new crew to steer the ship through these pretty choppy waters and push the agency into the future.
Okay, so who's on this new team? First up, you've got Frank Bisignano as CEO, the guy tasked with making this whole modernization thing happen. Then there's Jared Koopman, who's the new Chief of Criminal Investigation, or CI. And this is interesting. Gary Shapley is now the Deputy Chief of CI, and Joseph Ziegler is the new Chief of Internal Consulting. Now, those last two names might ring a bell. They were the whistleblowers who testified publicly about the federal investigation into Hunter Biden's taxes.
So, what's the big idea behind these changes? It seems like it's all part of a very deliberate strategy. This isn't just moving people around for the sake of it. The goal is to tackle the agency's biggest headaches head-on. We're talking better customer service, getting more effective with collections, and maybe most importantly, trying to rebuild public trust by really locking down taxpayer privacy.
All right, so that's all the inside baseball at the IRS. But let's get to the part you really care about. What does all this actually mean for you, for your tax return? Well, there are some pretty big changes coming that could put more money back in your wallet. So, remember that tax law from last year? The one with the catchy name? The One Big Beautiful Bill? Well, it's finally kicking in, and it's rolling out a bunch of new goodies, benefits and deductions for regular folks and for businesses that you can claim for the very first time. So what are we talking about here? Well, for starters, you might be able to deduct the interest on a qualifying car loan now. That's a new one. There's also some new tax relief for anyone earning tips or overtime. And for all you business owners out there, that 100% bonus depreciation is now permanent. Oh, and there's a whole new set of deductions specifically designed to help out seniors.
But honestly, the change that's going to affect millions of us, it's the standard deduction. It's getting a huge boost for the 2025 tax year. We're talking $16,100 for single filers, and for married couples filing jointly, it's jumping to $32,200. What that really means is that more of your money is protected from taxes right off the bat.
Okay, so we've covered the new deductions. But the IRS isn't just changing the rules. They're changing how we play the game. They are really, really pushing for all of us to go digital. The goal is to get everyone filing online to make the whole process faster and more secure.
And their message couldn't be clearer. They're basically saying, 1, use your online account on their website. 2, file your taxes electronically, and hey, use IRS Free File if you can. And 3, choose direct deposit for your refund. And that last one is a big deal because they're actually phasing out paper checks. So getting set up for direct deposit is pretty much essential now.
Okay, quick heads up for anyone with a side hustle. If you're getting paid through apps, think Venmo, PayPal, stuff like that, you need to know about Form 1099-K. The rules have changed, and it means a lot more people are going to be getting this form in the mail. And if you get one, you've got to report that income. And it's not just about payment apps either. The IRS is also cracking down on reporting for crypto and other digital assets. So if you've been dabbling in digital currencies, you'll definitely want to make sure you know exactly how to report all of that on your return this year.
All right, so as we get closer to that filing deadline, let's just recap.
You've got the IRS going through this huge internal shakeup, and at the same time, they're asking all of us to learn new tax rules and use a whole new set of digital tools.
And let's be real about what's at stake here. It's your money. For so many people, that tax refund is a huge deal. Last year, the average refund was $3,167. With all these new deductions on the table, getting your taxes done right is, well, more important than ever.
So what does the IRS say you should do? Their message is simple. Don't wait until the last minute. They're saying, take a few steps today. Go online, check out the changes, get your documents together. They've even put up a special Get Ready section on their website, irs.gov, that's loaded with tools and checklists to hopefully make the whole thing a lot less stressful.
And that brings us right back to where we started. With this enormous overhaul, new faces at the top, and all these new rules to figure out, is this big gamble by the IRS going to lead to a smoother tax season for all of us? Or was the taxpayer advocate right to be worried? I guess we're all about to find out.